Hello and welcome to Trails to Azure Part 73. Today will be time to talk to people, despite the fact that we're in a rush to go to the tree that just appeared. But no, it's time to talk to everyone, which basically means I'm going to try to do it in 2 days. So it's going to be a little longer than normal, but I'm going to talk to everyone on the boat first. Then I'm going to try to get everyone in Crossbell City for today. Then I'll try to get everyone in the outlying regions the next day. And then make progress that hopefully takes less than 3. But it's probably going to take longer than that. But time to talk to everybody. With Arios gone, command of the CDS has been transferred to Commander Bales. Her forces will have their hands full quelling the civil unrest caused by the Azure tree's sudden appearance. I'm tempted to go down and help them, but I know the situation is under control with the commander at the helm. Let's keep moving forward. We have our own mission to complete. Who cares what that huge tree is? As far as we're concerned, it's just another weed for us to pull. Am I right, Lloyd? As long as we remember what we're fighting to bring As long as we remember that we are fighting to bring Keto back, we're golden. So come on. If we have time to sit around and gossip, we may as well get to storming that thing. Except we're going to talk to everybody else. Honestly, the fact that Mr. Grimwood orchestrated everything still has me in shock. Oh yeah, and that was a reveal. And I visited his office so often. What an oblivious fool I've been. Dudley. I have to know his and McLean's stake in all of this. And the only way to do that is to face both of them directly. This is no longer only the SSS's battle to fight. I will do what I must to reveal the truth of the matter. We're right there with you. Oh yeah, just very briefly, I have 6 foods missing. And I think there's only I was looking at stuff, there's only like 2 or 3 you can get at this point. So I'm not going to bother trying to get the Jizo statue in the East District. So I'm just going to play it as is. The tension aboard feels even higher than it was while we were working to liberate Crossbell City. This is going to be our final stretch. Eidos be with you all. There's nothing I can buy, right? Yeah, still nothing. But getting a Mind 3 to use to make another shroud wouldn't be bad. Whether you will manage to have any impact whatsoever on the Azure tree, I couldn't say. Its power rivals that of even the goddess herself, and that is no exaggeration. Never did I imagine the obsessive delusions of man would be powerful enough to spawn such a thing. That giant tree showing up has even the holy city of Arteria in an uproar. What we have here is an unanticipated miracle. One that wasn't even referenced in any of the church's testaments. The salt pail that struck North Ambria was the same way. It's only natural our leadership would be cautious. So yeah, the salt pail, I don't remember the specifics. It was relatively explained, but the only thing I can remember specifically is that the salt pail was used to make like a salt steak that Kevin shot to kill the character in Trails in the Sky the Second, right at the end. So it converts other stuff to salt, I think. But as long as Kia's in there, we can't afford to drag our feet. I'll take full responsibility with the church for whatever we do from here. So let Abbas know when you're ready to head for that tree. They're not going to have anything important to say. I wonder if Belle planned on discarding her father from the very beginning. And to think Mr. Grimwood was the mastermind behind their whole plan. I can't make any sense of this, but the more I linger on it, the more confused I get. There's one thing I know for sure, though. We have no choice but to venture to that Azure tree. I have a score to settle in that giant tree. Oh, only then will I be able to come to terms with myself. My mind is made. We should depart as soon as our preparations are complete. Rixios fulfilled her promise to herself. Now that Arc-en-Ciel and Crossbell City are free, maybe she can be convinced to visit Ilia at St. Ursula before we storm the Azure... I can't speak. Before we storm the Azure tree. So yeah, I'm gonna do that later. Breaking news. Massive tree springs out of the wetlands. You just can't make this stuff up. The thing's taller than Orcus Tower. I bet you can even see it from the Empire and the Republic. You can probably even see it from space. Then again, the entire continent already has its eyes on Crossbell. Azure tree or no. I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to cover this. What's a few years off my life in return for the story of this century? I'll talk to her. I've got to admit, the idea of flying into that enormous tree is kind of scary. Still, I'm a police officer too. It's times like these when we have to prove we can be brave. I'm ready to go when you are, Lloyd. Honestly, I probably should have gone back to holing up at my base in the Geofront. What's going on with you guys is too fun to pass up though. So since I'm already here, I think I'll stick around till the end. Heh, you better be grateful, got that. Lloyd, do you have a moment? I wanted to give you this. Tio's Pom Pom Party account info. Oh no. Is this your personal Pom Party account? Indeed. I thought it might provide a fun distraction from our current predicament. I guess I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to record it because it's going to take 20 minutes, but fun distraction from our current predicament. Feel free to challenge me at any time. I would be more than happy to obliterate you. Wow. Alright, you're on. It's going to take way more than 20 minutes. Unless I just get lucky. And since I want to get the achievement, which is the only reason I fought everyone else. So, I'm going to do one attempt, and then if I don't win in my first try, I will... if I don't win on my first attempt, I will just do it later. By later, I mean... okay, maybe I can win here if I'm lucky. Because if I get really lucky here... I mean, luck is not quite the right word, because it's not really... it shouldn't be luck, but it is. Just go offensive. I'm about to lose. Just offensive, offensive, offensive. Oh, so close. For a second I thought I won super quick. Oh, I won. So lucky. That was pure luck, obviously. I think this entire game is luck-based. There's no way it's... well, there's definitely some skill, but... the number of chains that just sort of worked out from random placing highlights that it was all luck. No achievement, though. Unless it's right here. Could it be? It is. You have defeated all possible opponents in Pom Party, Lloyd. I didn't expect that to take only one attempt. No way, really? That's amazing, Lloyd. I'm so happy for you. I've got to hand it to you. You really know how to line up those palms. Thanks. Though I don't know how I did it. I don't either. It was blind luck. Felt like blind luck most of the time. On the contrary, in puzzle games like these, chance alone can only take you so far. Bannings, you've become a true palm master. This is pretty goofy. I kind of like it. Thanks, I think. You should be honored. Take this, if you would. Is there an item? Oh, cool, it gets me an item. Magius, or Magus. Or Magius? It's not Magus. Magus doesn't have an I, so it'd be Magius? Magius? This is a forbidden master court that was co-developed by the Church and the Epstein Foundation using ancient techniques. Forbidden. It was considered too powerful and dangerous to be used under normal circumstances. but I believe you'll be able to use it wisely. Palm Master. This is so weird. It's very goofy. I kind of like it. Wow, I'm flattered. Thanks, Abbess. I'll put it to good use. Do I get an achievement pop? There it is. Wonderful. It only took one try. I'm very happy with that. Okay, what does Magius do? Arts damage up as HP drops. Activates when using magic attacks, multiplied by a maximum of a 1.5. It just seems kind of bad. Like, it's probably better for long fights than Pixie. But I guess if I max out Pixie, I'll temporarily swap to this to try to level it up as well. But, like, it just doesn't seem very good, honestly. Apparently Pixie is very useful. Is 99 the level cap? Or is it just a coincidence that everyone's up 99? Okay, I've talked to everyone except for Abbess. I'll try talking to Tio, see if there's anything new. Ah, I can sense a presence similar to Kia's emanating from that tree. Maribel stated that the tree itself is Kia, correct? I'm still not sure what to make of that. What could she be trying to achieve by bringing it into existence? Okay, I think that's the end of this area. I shouldn't have saved over that one. I should have saved on new file. Let's talk to him. Even the church has yet to discern the true meaning behind the Azure tree's emergence. It has been emerged for less than a day. Obviously, they have not discerned the true meaning. There's no telling what would happen were we to enter it. Alternatively, we could use this time to visit other locations around Crossbell. If there is other business you need to take care of, perhaps that should take precedence, which is what will happen. So I'm gonna be in main Crossbell. If only I could temporarily swap them out, because I don't think either of them has important conversations. But I can't swap them out, I have to swap these two out. Noelle might talk to her mother, but I think that's about it for potentially interesting conversations. Dudley going to Grimwood's office might be relevant. I think for... So I'm going to start. I'm probably going to have to come back here to swap out. I'm going to go with Rixia, because I don't think Noelle... Rixia might have an interaction at Arc-en-Ciel. She definitely has one at St. Ursula. But she might have one at Arc-en-Ciel. Noelle might have an interaction with her mom, but that's about the only thing I can guess. I also missed Cope. I didn't feed him enough, so... I'm not gonna have... the special quartz here. I'm just gonna get the one from whatever fish I just gave him. Her. It. I'm not going to get the special quartz. Yeah, so I can't get the special quartz because I missed feeding because it wasn't feeding him once per chapter, it's feeding once per day. Whereas I think previous games it was once per chapter. And like there's bond stuff I could do. I could buy all the bond equipment. I don't care at this point. Because frankly, the bond events are always kind of cheesy and it's not actually that interesting, so there's items you can get from getting enough bond with characters, but it's not 100% playthrough anyway, so feels like the whole city's finally calming down, aside from that giant spooky tree, that is. Looks like we have a long road ahead of us. Times like these call for everyone to do their part. But I was looking at guiding stuff. The only thing noteworthy about guides, the Zemurian ore, whatever it's called, is you can get 5 shards to make 1 ore, so you can at least get 1 super weapon, or final weapon, whatever you want to call it, even if you missed books. Anyway, it wasn't too long after we declared our independence that the Transcontinental Railroad suspended operations. What's more, a civil war has broken out in the Empire. And of course, the Republic has its own share of problems. I guess my peaceful days of railway gazing are over. This is a good contender from the saddest moment of my life. It's a very long moment. I've decided to go and deliver any surplus goods here in Crossbell City to the rest of the state. That said, there's a limit to how much people can spare, now that imports have been restricted. But still, while I may just be a simple delivery man, I'll do what I can to aid the cause. I'm gonna see if I can go into the airport. I probably can't. I can. Weird. The fact that I'm actually allowed to enter the airport. Because every other time, I don't try that often, but every other time I've attempted to enter the airport, I just couldn't. The police got here a while ago. They're out searching the landing strip for any traces of the Jaegers. Sorry, but we're going to need you to step away from there for now. This is my first time coming back to work since the Jaegers and monsters attacked the city. Now inbound airmail is suspended. That's one less service. I wonder how we're going to get by. Part of me questions if our lives will ever return to normalcy. After our independence was declared, the airport became a base to prevent potential invasions from the two major powers. But apparently, those Jaegers that raided the city were working directly for President Croix himself. I just don't know what to say. Did our faith in the President's words and dreams of independence mean nothing? Haha. We currently have officers conducting an investigation of the airport's landing field. We're going to have to insist that you refrain from entering the search zone. Oh, you're the SSS, aren't you? Thanks for doing what you do. You're authorized to pass, so go right ahead. Weird interaction. But, whatever. They don't let me into the station. That's the one they never let you in. Maybe you can sometimes enter the other one. Okay, I'm gonna check in Genten. Ah, oh, okay, their father's right there. No one upstairs, no one upstairs. He's not standing here. Where is he? He's not here at all. To be honest, I'm not in the mood to shop, but staying at home wasn't doing my nerves any favors. Hopefully things go back to normal soon, so I can shop for appliances in peace. They just spend all their time looking at appliances. Oh, Chaco, my sweet little girl. She has no idea how worried her dear old dad's been about her. No, I'm trying to talk to her. I'm gonna die of embarrassment when my dad keeps staring holes into me like this. Still, in a way, it's comforting to know that he's that concerned about me. I can still buy Orbital car parts even though I don't have a car. That's pretty funny. I already have all these? Yeah. Again, nothing new. Good to see you, SSS. Congrats on finally putting a stop to the big bad president. Crossbell's wild ride isn't over and done with just yet, though. Best of luck to us both, Lloyd. Thanks. We're gonna need it. Don't let anything stop you from keeping this place standing, okay, Wendy? We're going to need someone to tinker with our Enigma 2s when this is all said and done. Haha, you betcha, Lloyd. I can't just send you out there with nothing but my well wishes, though. So here, take these. EP charge 3x3. Thanks, Wendy. These'll definitely come in handy. No sweat. It's the least I can do. Anyway, I'm sure you have more important places to be. Keep safe, alright? Once all of this blows over, you, me, and Oscar should get something to eat together, for old time's sake. Sounds like a plan. Oh yeah, as that conversation was going, I was thinking about the Magius Master Quartz. It seems really bad to me because, well, bad and not bad. If you can maintain low HP, it's really no different from maintaining max HP, because you just get one shot by enemies. Like, bosses at this stage will just one-shot you, so being at low HP doesn't matter. But keeping low HP, getting to low HP is more difficult. So it's probably only really great for super specific prepared builds. Ooh, what's with the huge tree in the sky? It's not in the sky, it's on the ground. It shouldn't even be physically possible. Wait, Should I really be standing here handing out balloons right now? That's a good call. No, I don't care about the bell. I know things are looking rough, but don't get discouraged, Lloyd. After all the hardship you've been through, nothing's going to stop you from solving this case too. If there's anything I'm positive about, it's that. So have some confidence and get out there. Haha, thanks, Kate. That means a lot. It's the family. The happy family. Except she's unemployed because they're not going to have tourists for a little bit. Daddy said he has to go to work now. You're always working too, right, Lloyd? Just so you know, I'm always cheering for you, so don't give up, okay? I missed the special support section gag from the start of Zero. We won't. Thanks, Mimi. My husband said he's returning to City Hall, so I think me and Mimi. Shouldn't it be Mimi and I? Whatever. Me and Mimi. Maybe it is me and Mimi. I don't know. We'll head back home. I'm sure there'll be plenty to worry about in the future, but as long as we stick together as a family, nothing will bring us down. Well, I suppose it's time I headed back to Orcus Tower. Things are probably strung up in chaos over there, too. They're going to need my help to get things back in gear. Who are you that you would help? Like, I don't know who he is. I'm not aware of the details, but it seems we've lost an ally in those Aeons, or perhaps a weapon would be more apt. Whether or not his methods were just, I'm positive President Croix only ever procured them for Crossbell's protection. In spite of all the chaos he caused, I just can't bring myself to condemn him for it. I mean, he's more relatable than the other folks, to an extent. Celtio is surprisingly motivated today. It actually makes me feel a little better, despite everything going on outside. Okay, is there anyone in here? No, good. I really love that every single time I've checked she's been here. Slurp, and she always slurping coffee. A glowing blue tree, huh? It's getting harder to separate fantasy from reality these days. I think I'm gonna need more caffeine for this. I'm just addicted to caffeine. I think Vincent has a bright future with Celtio and Nono working here. Crossbell has quite a lot of issues to overcome before I can retire, though. But as long as we work together, I'm sure there's nothing we can't solve. I think Celtio has finally turned the corner when it comes to cooking. Haha, good for him. Maybe I can retire soon after all. They both want to retire. There's no telling what'll happen to the city, but I do know one thing. I want to keep making delicious food for everyone to eat. We're going to have limited access to ingredients going forward. We can get around that with some ingenuity. I've never been more fired up to cook. Watch out, world. Here comes Celtio. I mean, they've had this sausage, meat, mystery meat here for months. They're wasting food. You gotta eat that. What is with that giant tree? It's like totally insane. The light coming off of it is pretty and stuff, but I don't know. It just gives me the creeps for some reason. Like, what's gonna happen now? Times department store. Hey, it's him. Weird giant tree or not, it feels good to go outside. All that martial law was making me stir crazy. I mean, I understand that in an event of martial law it would be rough. It lasted for less than a day. I don't think that would make you go stir crazy. I think I'll take this opportunity to pick up some snacks for Saron. Hehe, she's gonna love it. I made contact with Chroma and confirmed she's alright. Ah yes, the juice shop's mother is Gladys. In fact, she's already back working her juice cart. That daughter of mine really takes after her mama when it comes to making Mira. Scott was here a little while ago. Thankfully he's been holding up okay. Watching him work so hard for all of us makes me want to do my part too. What part? You're a receptionist. Ooh, he's not here. Where'd he go? He's here. That answered it quickly. No sooner had martial law ended than that bizarre tree appeared out of thin air. Calvar and Ereboni are no less of a threat either. It begged the question, what could I, as an individual, do in the face of such unprecedented hardship? The answer is the same for myself as it is for every one of us. We must think rationally and act on our best judgment. Neston makes some excellent points. I still have a lot to learn, both as an entrepreneur and as salesman. Nevertheless, I want to do everything in my position to help Crossbell in the here and now. The best thing merchants like us can do at times like these is to keep our services open to those who need them. With international trade routes still closed, our supplies are going to be limited. But I'm sure we'll get by one way or another. I mean, I'm not going to read it, but I'm not going to get all the books. So there's actually no reason for me to purchase it. But I should read it right now, but I'm lazy. All of our retailers are committed to staying open to help everyone during these trying times. The same goes for me. I'm going to give this every bit of lady power I have. Anyway, these guys never have anything interesting to say. The kid never actually says anything, but Mom loves shopping. Ooh, they're not here. They moved. How'd that tree grow so big? Man, life sure is weird, huh? The blue glow coming from that tree makes it look positively enchanting. Goofy. That's this area. I should talk to every individual, because there's ore to collect, but I don't know where to get it, and if I miss it, oh well. I'll cheat and just search it. Kids. Wait, they're not looking in the correct direction. They should be looking this way if they're looking at a tree. That big tree is so blue. It almost feels like... It's almost like it feels blue, too. I wonder why, though. Saying it feels sad? Cause yeah. Okay, it should be southeast, not south. I've been kinda on edge ever since that giant tree showed up. I wish Juna was here right now. She'd know what to do. Juna! Juna is the person who keeps showing up at the police academy, who is also plot relevant to Cold Steel. And by plot relevant, I mean she's a character. In 2 or 3, at least, is when they show up. My dad has been stuck in a slump since the train stopped moving. But he immediately cheered up once he realized he could start fixing up other machines that run on wheels. Engineers are so stubborn, and trains are different than cars. My engineering expertise is going to waste with the transcontinental railway down like this. Maybe I could focus on orbital bus or car maintenance instead. I think I'll head to the Civic Center and see if I can't find some work over there. I mean, that is appropriate. Like, oh, maybe I could try and work in a similar-ish field. Like, that's reasonable. Ryu said he and the other kids were going to go help out the neighborhood, though how they plan on doing it is beyond me. I wanted to take this time to teach him the ways of the merchant, but he found a respectable excuse to slip away. Oh well, suppose I can't blame him for being restless at a time like this. Where's your daughter, huh? Cecile called a little while ago to let me know she's safe. There was clearly something weighing on her mind, though. And I get the impression it wasn't just about how busy the hospital's been keeping her. Would you mind checking on her when you have the time? Maybe she just needs someone to talk to. That's later. That's going to be after I finish going through the city. Come on, guys. It's time to start patrolling the city. You ready, Henri, Momo? Yes, sir, Captain Ryu. Let's go. All right, Junior SSS, let's do this. It's time to roll out. Haha, Junior SSS, huh? I have to say, I'm flattered. It's been so long since I've been able to get a cup of coffee at morgues. It really makes me wish things in Crossbell would go back to normal, or at least start to. But I guess that can't happen with that giant tree looming over us. So I'm gonna disjoint this. I could go here. I think Dudley might interact with it. I'm gonna grab him before I go there. If I plan on outdoing Oscar, I'm gonna have to bake every kind of bread imaginable to make everyone happy. Still, I know I'm lagging behind him when it comes to actual results. As much as it makes me want to hurl, I'm not going to improve unless I suck it up and take some advice from him. And, old man, the government didn't ration out nearly enough wheat to produce the standard of bread we hold ourselves to. But at least we can get fresh ingredients from Armorica again, now that the travel restriction has been lifted. I'm going to need Oscar and Bennett to work harder now than they ever have before. Da-da-da-da. Nothing brightens up my day like a visit to Morgs' bakery. It's like I was born to eat their bread. I'm going to buy enough for the whole family before I return home. Katharina. Hey, thanks for coming. I baked a loaf of my newest bread just for you guys. Help yourselves. Final stretch. Wow, this smells amazing. And it looks delicious too. I know, right? It's my latest and greatest. I figured you all could use it with how hard you've been working. Maybe it'll give you that last bit of energy you need to power through. I hope so, Oscar. Thank you. Please be overpowered. 25,000 HP. It's not overpowered, but it is actually pretty good. Basically, I think practically speaking, that's effectively a full heal. Like, I can't see that being any different than 100% heal. I don't know how you could get to 25,000 or greater max HP, but maybe there's ways. That gigantic blue tree came out of nowhere. No telling what could happen now, but I should probably document it with some photos for posterity. Up I go. Start from the top and work my way down. That tree in the wetlands is making me uneasy, but I still have a job to do here. Sully's been practicing non-stop with Arc-en-Ciel too, so I have no excuse to be slacking off. I plan on keeping Ilya's apartment spotless until she recovers enough to come home. No, but it's not supposed to be spotless. It's not spotless when she's there. That will just make her uncomfortable. My husband may despise the president, but it hasn't stopped him from starting on his newest project. After what happened in the city, he received reconstruction requests from all sorts of companies looking to bolster their security. He's an architect. That has nothing to do with security. Hopefully this gives him something new to be passionate about so he can put all this tower business behind him. They're saying the president had some rather questionable facilities built into Orcus Tower's interior structure. I'm disgusted. I helped design the exterior of that building, but it was all only ever a shell to hide his sordid schemes in. He deceived each and every one of us. Good riddance to President Croix, I say. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ha-ha. She's gonna complain. Just how does my husband plan to pay for this underground shelter he keeps going on about? Financial responsibilities. Responsibilities, one trick that old dog simply refuses to learn. The world gets more dangerous every day I get out of bed. Well, don't get out of bed then. That's why I'm thinking of building an underground shelter for me and my wife, and the wife. Let's see that tree get to us down there, Roots. That's pretty funny. At least, I was assuming the underground shelter was going to be for the car. But it wasn't. That's a step up. For once. And we have to go swap my team for a second. Why this has to cutscene every time, I don't know. I had Rixia put in the team, and I didn't even do anything with it, so... If I just had Dudley from the start, I would have been good. Police officer and kid. Hick, sob. Oh, that's not quite right. He's chopped in half. Mr. Grimwood. Why? Pete. Oh, it's you guys. Detective Dudley, Special Support Section. Congratulations on your successful operation. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Detective Emma. Are you and your men searching the building? Correct. The first vision is combing the premises for any possible evidence. Material witnesses included. Cruel as it may seem, we're having Pete stand present for the investigation as Mr. Grimwood's ward and sole employee. No, it's okay. I want to help. Mr. Grimwood told me something before he left. It struck me as odd, so I wanted to come and check it out. That's right. He was mentioning... He mentioned wanting you to clean out his desk, didn't he? Odd is certainly the word there. Why would he request that of all things? Especially in a situation so urgent. Well, I think we found the answer to that just a little while ago. Here. Pulled out an unsealed envelope. That must be a letter from him. May I read it? May we read it? Nod. Dear Pete, first and foremost, I would like to apologize for leaving you with this letter so suddenly. After I took you in as both my ward and assistant in my office, the two of us shared many happy days together. For years, I had been stricken with grief over one fateful day in my past, living for the sole purpose of bringing a certain project to fruition. And I could never thank you enough for changing that. There were moments when having you in my life made me second-guess my path, but the wheels were already set in motion. It is too late for me to turn back, and the project has passed the point of no return. So please, Pete, forget about me and live the happy life that you deserve. I will pray to Eidos from afar that you grow into the bright young man that I know you can become. Ian Grimwood. Mr. Grimwood. We've seized any remaining documents we found in his desk. Among them was a lengthy instructional memo on how to handle his clients moving forward, as well as procedural paperwork arranging for Pete's guardianship. Mr. Grimwood, why did you have to do this? How am I supposed to be happy if it means forgetting about everything he's ever done for me? Pete. The fact that he even proves he is, indeed, a fool. Take it from me. One measly-ass letter isn't going to cut ties with everyone you're leaving behind. Exactly. Pete, we're going to track down Mr. Grimwood. And then we're going to shed light on... Just to shed light. It's like, come on. Then we're going to shed a light on everything he's done and bring him back to answer for it. Sob. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, take care of Mr. Grimwood. Do. I can read the letter again. From the looks of this project of Ian Grimwood's has been in the works for a long time. The first division will continue to searching the premises of the Grimwood Law Office. I wish you all the best of luck. Thanks, Emma. The investigation is in your hands. Thank you, everyone. Please, take care of Mr. Grimwood. Anyway, nothing to say. Let's just check random locations in case there's anything hidden. Anything here? Ooh, cool. I can enter the upstairs. That door's been locked since 0. I have people I can talk to, but no interesting stuff. Darn. We found some material related to the alchemy of the Middle Ages, as well as the ancient Zemurian civilization. They look ancient. It must have taken years to build up this collection. Just how long has Ian Grimwood been planning all of this? I'm thinking some of them this might be the location where some of the books from Stargazer Tower went. We discovered evidence of frequent communication with Orcus Tower on this terminal. This must have been where he masterminded his operations, issuing commands to Dieter Croix and his associates. I wish there was something up here, like a book I could interact with, but no, there's just people that don't have much new information. We're performing a sweep of the building and its immediate surroundings right now. So far, we've managed to unlock the door to the second floor. Our detectives are hoping to uncover some evidence there. And bye, Dudley. I think this might be the last time you're in the party. Before I do that, though, I want to... Why did I equip Axe on him? Oh, because I might as well equip something, I guess. Anyway, he's gone. She's now in. Let's gonna explore here. Have one more place in this zone. The general store. Oh, Momo. She ran out hollering about how she and her friends were going to go and help the people of the city. I don't think I've ever seen her so determined before. Letting her play outside without adult supervision worries me, of course, but perhaps it's best I respect her space a bit. She's like a 5-year-old, is what she looks like. Maybe 10. She's probably 10 to 12. With international trade still restricted, we are limited on what kinds of goods we can stock. It's nice to see Crossbell starting to edge a little bit closer to normal again, though. I'll have to work as hard as I can if I want to make sure my family gets through this. I find it interesting that they have, like, easy ones to get that are totally accessible, but, like, the ones that are one-off, nope, if you miss the one-off, you're done. It's been a while since we've had dinner together as a family, so I stepped out to get some groceries, but then I saw it. How does a tree even grow to be that stinking huge? It's giving me the creeps. The family up there is back. They're not in Armorica anymore. Did you hear? The Hayworths are back from Armorica Village. Thank goodness they're okay. I've missed Sophia's cooking lessons. You should miss Colin. He's a good guy. My coworkers and I were locked inside Orca's tower overnight. My family must have been so worried. I'm glad we finally made it out of there. My mother-in-law really helped keep our kids' spirits up while we were gone. I don't think I could ever thank her enough for that. Families ought to be there for one another during times like these. Needless to say, I'm glad my son and daughter-in-law have returned home. Nothing useful. Hayworth? Kid. I thought this would finally be our chance to slow down and relax, but Harold has other plans. Still, he wouldn't be the man I married if he weren't so thoughtful and hardworking. If helping others is what he wants to do right now, then he has my full support. Mama made Papa a lunchbox for his work trip. She used a bunch of veggies that Camille's mama gave us. It looks so yummy. Weird way to say yummy. I don't know why I said it that way. So yummy. Ah, hello, SSS. It does my heart good to know that you're all safe. Did you just get back from Armorica, Mr. Hayworth? I did. We left as soon as we saw the barrier around the city disappear. I'll be heading out the door again soon enough, though. Back to work so soon? Sure, you don't want to chill with your family a while longer. You haven't slept in your own bed in weeks. Maybe so, but I can hardly expect to get any rest when there are desperate Crossbellans out there in need of help. I plan on making my way to mines first and continuing from there. I see. You always were one to put others ahead of yourself, Mr. Hayworth. As long as you promise to be careful, we won't stop you. Of course. I only ask that you do the same in return. May the goddess keep you out of harm's way. Just quick save as always. There's gonna be nothing here. It was just for a one-off event, which is a shame. Hasn't been relevant since we helped get his daughter back. Except that character, the daughter character, has not shown up once since. 3 young guns calling themselves the High Blood moved into that house not too long ago. But as soon as the barrier over the city dropped, they hightailed it out of here. Back to their native Calvard, no doubt. They don't have a car anymore, though, so what's their plan? Are they gonna walk back to the Republic? I really hope that they're on the East Crossbell Highway. Like, if I run down it, I'll see them on the way. Ooh, that'd be good. Empty. There better be something here. Just literally anything. Even just a random note. But no, there's nothing. Okay, now there's a couple people in here to talk to. Her. You're heading to that mysterious giant tree, aren't you, Lady Ellie? Don't worry, Joanna. We're all going to come home safe and sound. Of course, my lady. You've returned time and again up until now. So I have faith you'll do the same this time, too. Until then, please, take care. And as always, I check, but there's nothing in any of these other rooms. Which, I mean, the fact that I actually do think there's a chance there could be stuff is the worst. Master Henry has assumed temporary command of Orcus Tower for the time being. He is, after all, the only one currently qualified to lead Crossbell, following the President's arrest. This is a heavy burden to place on his shoulders again, but if anyone will give his all for Crossbell, it's him. Very interesting. So now I go to the cathedral, which I count as part of the Crossbell City. Okay, so there's people here to talk to. Okay, old man's not in here. The police came by a little while ago to ask me some questions. Even now, I refuse to believe it. There's just no way Ian Grimwood would do something so heinous. We know. It's hard to accept. But it's the reality, no matter how much we try to deny it. And the only way to uncover his true motives is to ask him ourselves. Anything? The old lady's back? This is the first time I've been able to visit the cemetery since those monsters showed up in the city. It was anxiety-inducing at first, but the thought of my dearly departed gave me all the courage I needed. I have him to thank for keeping me safe. I'm sure he was watching over me from heaven. What the? That one was noteworthy at one point, right? That's still nothing. Ozma Seeker, because that was relevant because Noelle's mother stopped by there. ... Guys, tonfas. My heart aches just looking at them. All those cuts. Must be Arius's handwork. Guess those two went at it pretty hard. Yeah, but look closely. You can see a lot of smaller nicks and scratches too. There's even marks from all the repeated repairs that were made to them. My brother strove for the truth and never gave up, no matter what barriers stood in his way. These tonfas, they were a reflection of Guy's will, the values he lived his life by. You might be on something there. As if Lloyd needs affirmation of that. If we hope to resolve this crisis and close my brother's case, then we'll have to overcome Arius in the process, and Mr. Grimwood too. That's the only way to really reach the truth he sought. I'll be looking after these tonfas a while longer, Guy, so please, lend me your strength. Lloyd. Names. You have the rest of us here, too, in case you've forgotten. Haha, she's right, man. It's going to take the combined effort of all of us to bring Kia back home. You're right. I know I can always count on you guys. Now let's do this. That just reminded me. Yeah, they're just worse. Well, they're not worse, but I lose evasion. Why would I ever swap that? Though, actually, it is worth looking at a 15% evasion, if I have any, because that could be better stats, though the dex is very valuable. If I get a better 15% evasion, I would use it instead, so I don't have 2 evergreens, so I have more variety. What could have possibly caused that pale blue tree to appear in Crossbell? Will it bring light to this land, or disaster? Even us men and women of the cloth couldn't begin to say. Oh, Hamel, I'm so glad you're safe. Thank you, Eidos. Thank you for your mercy. Why does she care so much about them specifically? Sister Juju, you don't have to bawl about it, you know? Haha, we're glad you're okay too, Sister Juju. Then Kota and Yugo are safe too, right? As are all the rest of the children? Thank you, Goddess. Yeah, all the kids in the city are doing totally fine. Thanks for worrying about us, Sister Juju. Shh, what's Sister Juju turning on the waterworks for? We were the ones who were worried about her. Haha, whatever. We can use this to tease her with later. Okay. Anything here? There will undoubtedly be people coming in droves seeking aid from the church. We'll have to prepare accordingly so that we're ready to welcome them in. Lloyd, Ellie, I must ask you something. Kia is inside of that tree, isn't she? You could tell, Sister Marble. By the looks on your faces, yes. I can't speak as to the details of what you're up against, but I do feel compelled to say one thing. As Kia's guardians, it is your duty to bring her back safely, no matter what. Am I clear? Of course. We'll do no less. Let me tell you, that tree popping up out of nowhere gave me and every other trader I know a real shock. I'm not worried though. I know Eidos will keep us safe as long as we pray. You should try it too. Just send the goddess a few prayers and everything will come up roses. Definitely. The president is in custody now. However, the situation in Crossbell is still anything but encouraging. This land may very well be dragged into the throes of war yet again. I was finally able to make contact with the children outside the city. It may still be a while before Sunday school classes can resume, but for now, this is relief enough. That great tree that appeared in the wetlands is unlike anything recorded in the Testaments. Contending against it may be beyond the means of mankind. I wouldn't count us out just yet. Leave this to us. And if we prove you wrong and solve this mess, I'll be expecting your full cooperation from now on. If it is for the sake of Crossbell, then I will consider it. May the grace of the goddess be with you all. I enjoy the song in the cathedral. It's pretty fun music. Okay, so I'm done here. 1, 2. I need to go to the back alley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more places. I've already done 4. I'm not even halfway done. It's going to take a while. Though I think the rest of the areas are, like, entertainment, depending on how long Arc-en-Ciel is pretty quick. Back alley is pretty quick. Admin is... I think Central, West, and Residential are the longest individual locations. Plus Downtown. Downtown's pretty slow. And East Street. They never have anything worth saying. Oh, I don't believe you, Rick. What are you still doing here? He's the gambler from upstairs. You're coming home right this instant. Hold your horses, woman. At least let me exchange my tokens. Shut your mouth. I am not having it. Oh, for the love of Eidos. there is some sort of exchange where there's like 3 of each Kagemaru component can be exchanged for something. What that something is, I can't remember. It might be Zimurian ore. But I'm going to probably have to exchange for 3 of those. If I don't miss that. But for now. This table hasn't been the same since Miss Rita Rosa returned to Calvard. Our thrilling matches together were the highlight of my days. Hopefully she'll come back to our establishment once Crossbell's at peace again. In my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with us opening our doors right now. Entertainment, after all, is but a tool to divert us from worry and rest our weary souls. So why not take a break from these troubling times and enjoy a few games with us? No. It's the point in the game where if I needed the money, it would be more... If I needed the stuff to exchange, it's more efficient to just use Mira. You're headed for that mysterious tree, aren't you, Randy? Damn. Should have known better than to try and hide anything from you, Drake. Please. I'd like to imagine I know you well enough after all this time. Just don't forget the hefty tab you owe me. Those drinks won't pay for themselves. And if you think you can wriggle out of it by dying up there, you've got another thing coming. Understood? Yeah, I hear you. Don't sweat it. I'll make sure that we're square one of these days. Haha. I guess that's just the way these two show their concern. Lecter. Hey gang, how's it hanging? Lecter, you're back at the casino? And in your vacation clothes too. Good to know one of us is relaxed. What happened to your suit, if I may ask? One of those magic golems things went and put a tear in it while we were duking it out earlier. So I'm here to drink and party in its honor. I'll bet you are. Anyway, thanks for helping us with the operation, Lecter. We might not have been able to break into Orca's tower without your aid. Don't sweat it. I had a blast. Sure as hell beats doing desk work. It was nice getting some exercise in. You know, for an undercover spy, you really wound up stealing the show back there. Killica too, for that matter. Who'da thunk you guys could hold your own in a fight? I mean, those fencing skills and that high-level art? Not the kind of stuff just anyone can pick up overnight. Which doesn't make sense from a gameplay perspective. Because all you need to do to pick it up is have enough Sepith to get the slots upgraded, and then you can just slot the quartz. But, I mean, that's not the actual context. That's not how it actually works in-world, but if you really want to know, I guess I could throw you a bone on some of my secrets. It all started 30 years ago today. I went on a pilgrimage deep into the Isengard Range, where an old hermit taught me all I know. Like anyone's gonna believe that. Whatever you say, friendo. Hey, no one said you had to believe it. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. Anyway, it's probably about time for me to skedaddle back to Erebonia soon. 50 tokens says the old man's gonna be needing my help again before long. Am I misunderstanding something? Did the Blood and Iron Chancellor not go missing after being shot? As I recall, the Noble Alliance made their move during the chaos caused by the Aeon's assault on the Imperial Army. Yep, they've been occupying Heimdallr for, going on 2 months now. I swear, it's like making enemies is the old man's hobby. I wish he'd realize how tough it is for us to clean up after him. But all that aside, I have my doubts that even a bullet through the chest could kill him that easily. You seem pretty sure of that. Not concerned at all? Pot, meat, kettle. From where I'm standing, whether the Noble Alliance wins or Old Man Gileath makes a last-second comeback, Crossbell's fate is sealed either way. Well, we don't know for sure what the future holds for us. But before anything else, we're gonna head for that Azure tree and bring Kia home. Haha, good on ya. Looking toward tomorrow's important and all, but you're bound to trip if you don't watch your step here and now. There's a reason people always say to focus on what's right in front of you. That's what really matters. That's good advice, even if it does sound a little off coming from you. Still, we'll take it to heart. Thanks, Lecter. Heh, just try and make sure your struggles pay off, alright? I don't want to find out later that sticking around was a big waste of time. And out we go to Arc-en-Ciel. When the mist cleared, I thought I'd be able to open shop again. But now there's that huge tree in the distance. Wait, I've got it. Big blue tree got you hot under the collar. Cool off with some ice cream. Nothing new? Not really. You can do this, Sully. Good luck, Arc-en-Ciel. We can't wait to see you make your big comeback. We got to visit Lady Ilia while we were helping out at the hospital. Hey, that's cool. She told us that the rest of the troop was practicing their hardest right now, and that they needed our support more than ever. If Lady Ilia wishes it, so shall it be. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and cheer like I've never cheered before. Enter. People to talk to. Starting as far in as I can. Nothing here. You know something? We really are fortunate to be performers. We owe it all and more to everyone who's supporting us. That's why I'll work harder than ever to make our comeback a reality. Even now, we have fans outside the theater demonstrating their support. Between them and Ilia's words of encouragement, we couldn't be more blessed. Sully, not dressed in their work clothes. ... What's wrong, Sully? Nothing. I was praying, is all. I mean, this is technically an altar, even if it is just a stage prop. Ha ha. Guess so. I didn't really take you for the praying type, Sul dear. I hate the fake name he gave. Any particular things you're ringing Ados up for today? Randy, it's a prayer, not a house call. Give the girl some privacy. Nah, I don't mind. I don't think it's any secret that I'm praying for Ilia. But I also snuck in one for you guys, too. What? You prayed for us, Sully. I don't really get what's happening. But you guys are trying to rescue Kia, right? Wherever it is you're going, I bet it's going to be dangerous. That's why I'm praying for all of you. Especially Rixia. Thank you, Sully. Yeah, we really do appreciate it. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Besides, Kia is my friend, too. So you guys better rescue her. Got it? Yeah, consider it done. I'm going to talk again just in case there's any reason to. Wherever you guys are going, I'll bet it's going to be dangerous, so take care of yourselves, okay? It's only a matter of time before we put on another performance. I want all of you there when we do. Shame. I guess I missed some, characters at max bond give you items. I missed max bond with probably every character except for Kia, it seems. Hey there, SSS. We finally heard back from Meister Jorg not too long ago. He agreed to rebuild our set pieces and automata for us right away. Wow, that's great news. I'll say. Usually, it's us calling the Meister, and not the other way around. Talk about once in a blue tree. I'm so happy about it, I could sprout wings and fly. Meister Jorg must have been worried about his associates at the theater. He already told us that he was. I wish him luck in finishing the job quickly. Because he already said, "Ooh, I'm angry for them destroying the stuff that I built. Ooh, I'm gonna fix it all." I'm fixing up Ilya's costume right now. After all, every garment has to be ready to grace the stage at a moment's notice. I'm sure this one will see the spotlight again someday, too. No matter what happens to Crossbell, I want to continue devoting my mind, body, and soul to my performance. As long as I do that, I'll have no reason to waver. Maybe that sounds naive, but it's what Ilya taught me. Hearing her voice through the phone reignited my passion for the theater. It had been so long since I last heard Ilya's voice. I'm so glad she's alright. I wish we knew more about that giant tree, but for now, all we can do is keep rehearsing our tails off. That's about it. Double check here. Double check here. Nothing to do here. It was such a relief to hear Ilya's cheery voice again. Nothing that's happened has fazed her one bit. We can't let her down. Ilya called in to offer a few words of encouragement to the troupe just a little while ago. Even now, she takes it upon herself to keep our spirits up. What a woman. We never see him, and him in the same room. Like, we almost never do. Because they're very frequently split. Never have I seen Crossbell in such a state of turmoil. But there's no time to panic. Our mission remains the same. To perform for our audience again the moment we can. Okay, it's hard to talk to this guy. Crossbell is still in a state of emergency, but it's a relief that we can finally make contact with others around the city. First things first, we need to gather as much information on the situation as we can. To the hotel. The evacuees returned to their homes after we learned that the president was taken into custody. That enormous tree is still a mystery to us, but the mist has cleared up and the city appears to be settling down. In the meantime, the Hotel Millennium will be taking extra precautions in case things take another turn for the worse. Anyway, these people don't matter. He's kind of interesting. Laetitia made it clear that she intends to continue operating the hotel, regardless of how it affects our profit margins. These are trying times for all of us Crossbellans. I'll have to draw on my decades of experience if I'm to support her through this. Frankly, not a lot interesting to talk about here. She's fun to talk to. The evacuees were finally able to return home after the mist lifted. Crossbell isn't out of the woods quite yet, but it did raise my spirits when they all thanked us before leaving. There's nothing important here, nothing important here, nothing important here. I could talk to this guy, but I don't want to. This guy. I don't know what that giant glowing tree's deal is. But it's barking up the wrong tree if it thinks it's gonna stop my barking. I've got a job to do. I have a job to do. Come on, Eric. Have a drink with me. That spooky mist is all gone. What better time to party it up? Go home, Sandra. You're drunk. It's only a matter of time before Heiyue returns and seizes control of Crossbell's underworld. They may not share Ravash's taste for the limelight, but their influence is everywhere in the shadows. Already, I can see traces of it threading its way into the back alley. I'm gonna have to be careful. I mean, so far, there's been no proof that they're as bad as Ravash was. I'm not stopped by your club. Can I enter? Darn. Imelda. Bonjour. Click, clack, click, clack. So, Qual was arrested and a massive tree appeared in the wetlands, hey? The orbital net is being flooded with theories left and right, especially when it comes to that overgrown sapling. This could be my big chance to push it as a brand new tourist attraction. That way, I could rake in the riches after our diplomatic ties are fixed. Heh heh. Fun enough character. 2 of those. I have 3 still blues. I forgot that I bought another one. Oof, so many still blues. Okay, I'm done here. No one really worth talking to. I'll go to Orcus Tower first, though. That hat looks stupid on him. Partially because his hair clips out. There's way too many people to talk to here. Oh no. There's way too many people. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. There were little flaps here. Where'd they go? They obviously wouldn't be up because that's part of the magic, but like, they were physical flaps, not like energy flaps. It's like, where would the physical flaps go? Anyway, there's a flashy guy. There's a marine ore shard. It would be such a good view if it wasn't so bad. Which is to say, if it looked good, it would look good, but 36? I guess I'm gonna make my way down through all these floors, see if there's anything interesting. Oh god, no, there's potentially so many people to talk to. Good to see you, Special Sports section. Likewise. Is this room where you're Is this the room you're keeping him in? Yes. This is where where Dieter Qua is being detained. Do you mind if I ask how he is? He seemed bewildered when he was taken into custody, but he's since calmed down. He hasn't put up any resistance, at least, so we haven't had to add any additional security. You're allowed to see him if you'd like. Chief Sergei's orders. Gotcha. What should we do, Lloyd? Decline for now? No, not right now. Very well. If you change your mind, let me know. You may visit the suspect at any time. I said no to that because I want to visit with Noel on the off chance there's any difference. I imagine there isn't a huge difference, but in case there is, I'd rather do it that way. I also forgot that I wanted to get rid of Rixia after I finished where I was. Yeah, I'd love to use her in my team, but the way I've just set everything up, it just doesn't make sense to have her in my team at all, so... What do I have equipped on her? Range and this. Prevents ailment being the big thing. Orcus Tower. Too many people to talk to. Look at the beat up car. I'm going to interact with it later. This is going to take way longer than I was thinking because there's way more people to talk to. Excuse me. Than I thought there should be. Because, like, the detour thing's going to take 10 minutes probably is my first guess. It might be shorter, but, like, it feels like it'll take 10 minutes. You can get to the mechanical levels from the 30th floor downward via the emergency stairs. They have yet to be secured. Be careful if you plan to go in there. Shoot. That makes it feel like I'm supposed to go back to check stuff out, huh? I'm probably not going to do much, but I'm just going to go here for a second to check one thing. I just want to see if... I'm also going to double check if there's a reason to go back here. Because if there's any reason to go back here, I will go back and look for it. Lovely. Despite the fact that there's no power, everything here drains. What design this is. What design. There's no enemies. The only reason I came here was to check if... God. But why? This doesn't make any sense. Like, it was all a case of energy being supplied, like the energy passing through that was draining. Yeah, what? It's broken. Like, this is not what's supposed to happen. Like, it doesn't make sense that this is doing it when there's nothing actually flowing. So, like, the area stays as it was before, but they don't have the visuals that applied the effect. They just decided that, oh no, the effect applies anyway, even though it's not doing that anymore. Weird. Anyway, I'm literally just here to check one thing. I'll be back after I check it. Yes, my checking was if 99 was the max level, and given that I gained experience, it is not the max. But now I have to make up my way back, which is just a pain. But yeah. The fact that it doesn't, like the fact that 9 isn't the level cap is kind of interesting. But like this entire area is not how it should be. Like there's no, the power stuff isn't flowing through, so why is it affecting our gear? It doesn't really make sense, I think, but based on the words that have been stated in the previous, when we were here to fight stuff. But anyway, yeah, so 99 is not the level cap, it's just a coincidence, I think. Yes, now it's time to talk to random folks. Dieter will be next, main one, nothing unusual to report here. We'll be continuing our patrols in the meantime. Okay, nothing. Ooh, flowers. Time to talk to Dieter Kreuss. Yeah, let's do it. I've been curious about what's on his mind. I'd like to hear it from the man himself. Very well. Go on in. So, you've come to see me. Haha, what in heaven's for? I'm an international criminal. Hello, Dieter. Uncle. You know, I've come to realize something being isolated like this. Bell was absolutely right. I was never more than a conduit for Ian's ambitions. From my soapbox, I constantly preached that justice was an ideal worth pursuing, regardless of the sacrifices. In the end, where did it get me? I've fallen from grace, ejected from my presidential post, and discarded by my only daughter. Ha ha ha. That green-haired boy from the society pales in comparison to me. I'm the real fool here. Green-haired boy from the society. Campanella? Even so, he can't completely condemn you. It's only natural for someone to stick to their beliefs when their personal justice is on the line. What you've done is inexcusable, but no one can ever claim you weren't genuinely trying to protect Crossbell. True enough. Well, they can claim it, just not with factual basis, right? But I don't think that speech you gave us about justice back at the IBC was something you just pulled out of your ass. In your words, humankind are creatures that will, to our dying breath, chase after the ideal of justice. I believe the citizens of Crossbell approved of your Declaration of Independence because your sense of justice resonated with them. But public opinion aside, the methods you employed were anything but just. Even if Crossbell retains its independence, even if your justice is upheld and peace is achieved, that alone won't heal the wounds of those who were harmed in the process. You tried to bring peace to Crossbell by sacrificing the innocent. As far as I'm concerned, that makes every word of your inauguration speech hollow. That's exactly right, Ellie. You speak nothing but the truth. Perhaps I was blinded by my own idealistic dreams once Kia's power stood within my grasp. Ian saw through my self-deception before I ever could, and so I became a puppet on a string for him to manipulate. I think generally, puppets that are manipulated by strings have more than one string. So he would be like a puppet on strings. But at the end of the day, justice is something carried out by one's own power and will. That fact remains as true as the first time I said it. I expect you all to stay faithful to your humanity, to continue your pursuit of justice the justice you most believe in. To come out of all this, you will need to demonstrate to Ian and the others your own power, your own will. Easier said than done. That's no reason to back down. We're ready to do whatever it takes. It's the only way we're going to get Kia back. Without a doubt. In that case, I won't say anything more. Ian is one matter, but as far as Belle goes, while she may be my daughter, even I have no idea how far she's willing to go for this. With all that in mind, will you be able to take the next step forward and rescue Kia? I suppose we shall see soon enough. Wrong one. Hey, Mademoiselle. Are you alright? Don't worry, I'm fine. Part of me was worried for Uncle Dieter after the way Belle completely abandoned him. But he seemed surprisingly composed. I was thinking the same. I guess that makes one less worry in our minds. He was right about one thing, though. It's hard for us to take the next step forward. It's time for us to take the next step forward. Anyway, I'm done on this floor. 21st floor. Oh, this is just the entry into this area? Okay. That would have saved time if I'd come this way to fight the guys instead, but too late now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in that section, but I'm gonna assume there isn't for now. Ooh, the music. Shaft control room ahead. Authorized personnel only. It's weird that we're allowed in down here for some reason. Yes, this is where we chased the people after they attacked, I believe. Also, I'm pretty sure there's no reason to explore this right now. The issue is there's a non-zero chance that there's a reason to explore this place. But for now, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to assume there's no reason. And if there is, I will come back later. Actually, but didn't I not explore one of these directions? No, I came in this way later, I believe. I mean, this is... I'll figure out if it's worth exploring later, but... Anyway, now it's time to talk to everyone in the tower. Let's talk to him. I saw a little girl take the elevator to the roof a little while ago. I think it might have been the Secretary of Defense's daughter. Maybe she wanted to get a good look at that tree that sprung up in the wetlands. She wasn't there, though. She left the ore for me? Is that what it was? That's weird. It seems all those monsters that were in the city have finally disappeared. I was so terrified of them when the tower was on lockdown. Thankfully, the damage in the city isn't too great, but I never want to go through that ever again. The IBC has suspended full-time operations until further notice, and half of the staff have been sent home and told to remain on standby. After all these years of working for Mr. Qua, his arrest couldn't have been more shocking to me. It's difficult to accept, but we must find a way to get through this for the better. I might... do I need any of this? If I don't need any of it, which I probably want to keep some, because I think purchasing items or constructing items does take Sepith. But I could get 615,000 if I needed. For the time being, the management of Orcus Tower and its staff is being left in the hands of Speaker McDowell. We're still in a state of confusion, but the fact that this building exists to serve the people hasn't changed. Well, that's not why it exists, though. It actually changed to actually serve the people now. Take care, SSS. I look forward to working with all of you again in the future. The guy on the left is hidden by that pillar. The staff and security who were detained in the tower earlier have since been released. Most of them were in a hurry to get back to their positions, myself included. It only makes sense. At times like this, we have to come together to support the citizens. These are the two. One of them stuck around, one of them left. I can't remember which. I think Clay was the one that left. Okay, let's get to work. The orbital network's not going to check itself. It got harder to establish a connection while the blue mist and monsters were outside, so there might have been some damage done to the system. Sounds good to me. First things first, we'll run some operational verification tests on the tower's terminals. Tio, you're heading off to that giant tree, aren't you? It just tears me up inside thinking of what could happen to you over there. It's alright, Chief Roberts. You have no need to... Oh, I know. What if I grabbed an orbital staff of my own and accompanied you? I've got the gist of how it works. Why, I could even back you up in battles with support crafts. Oh, wouldn't that just be perfect? It's decided. I'll go and get ready. Pass. Some things never change. As I was about to say, you have no need to worry about me so much, Chief. Rest assured that I and the others will return in one piece, with Kia in tow. And besides, your role is in the city right now. The people could use your help getting this chaos in order. Tio, you couldn't be more right. I need to focus on the work I have in front of me. Just promise me you'll come home safe and sound. I won't accept even one scratch on you. I hear the IBC has lost both its CEO, President Kwa, and his daughter, who is acting CEO. This is undoubtedly going to affect stock prices, but I still think the IBC will remain the largest asset holder on the continent. Except they shouldn't long term because no one should trust them ever again, but whatever. I'm going to wait and watch how things go. I at least want to see who they end up bringing on to fill the empty role. Good goddess, I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can I? But Margaret, as a vice commissioner of the police, there are times when I have to rise to the occasion. Isn't that something you should always be doing, Pierre? If you made a habit of performing your job properly, you wouldn't get wrapped up in messes like these. I'm sorry. She's got him on a 1 Argo leash. Again, though, they're making it seem like Margaret's even kind of unreasonable here, when her, all she's saying is, if you did your job, it would be much easier, and there would be and there wouldn't be these terrible scenarios, so he wouldn't have actually stopped this event. He would have not been able to do anything, but the whole, oh, she has him on such a tight leash is not good writing. And it may be sexist, I don't know. It warms my heart to see separated friends and families reunited again. We've all been through a terrible ordeal. Times like these are when we need our loved ones the most. Thibodeau. What a name. They have nothing to say. They don't matter. These people matter. He matters. Oh, never mind. You don't matter. I thought for a second it was Ryan's. So that's it. The president's really been arrested. Makes you wonder what'll happen to Crossbell now. Still, what's done is done. We're just going to have to take things as they come. I'll talk to them. It's probably going to be a long convo. Maybe not, though. Hey, it isn't. Nice. News of Dieter's arrest has already begun to make its way out of our borders. We must be wary of how the two major powers react. How is the current situation throughout Crossbell, Deputy Commander? Understandably, the tree's appearance is causing panic and confusion across the state. Many citizens are also requesting transport to St. Ursula Hospital, now that the barrier is down. I've instructed 2nd Lieutenant Mireille to handle things on that end. Regarding transit to and from the cities, I've deployed squads on the highways as additional protection for traveling vehicles. As such, we are now able to escort far more people than we could under the President's restrictions. I see. Your timeliness is much appreciated. As for myself, I'll need to make a public appearance as Speaker of the Diet and explain the President's arrest. Preparations are currently underway at the Civic Center, correct? Yeah. We plan on wheeling out those monitor cars the President had during his big address. Our officers here in the city can get them set up in a jiff if they divide the workload. Thank you, Chief Sergei. Remember, we mustn't let our guards down against the two major powers. I need each and every one of you to be careful as well. Sounds like Speaker McDowell and the others are busy putting out fires all over Crossbell. Let's trust my grandfather and them to handle matters on the ground for now. Hey team, what's up? Nothing in particular. We just wanted to touch base on the situation here. Well, right now, we're discussing our plan of attack regarding all the little problems throughout the state. I'm basically the CPD's liaison this go round. I see. You are certainly the right man for the job, Chief. So no one's holding up the fort back of the SSS building then, huh? Any new support requests come in? Shoot, I should have checked. Yeah, tons of them. I had them forwarded to the guild. Actually, I think I did. I got the extermination requests. Don't sweat it. I know you guys have bigger fish to fry. You did that? At the start of the year, we'd have never let ourselves lose a request to the guild. But I know things will be in good hands with them. Yeah, focus on doing your thing, and settling this the way you think it needs to be done. Not just as a CPD special support section, but as the people you've grown to become. We will. Please, quick convos. The news of Dietrich's arrest will soon reach everyone. None of this matters. I apologize, I don't care. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. Oh, look! I guess the car was moved here after the operation. And it's going to have to stay there for a while longer, unfortunate as that is. Yeah, we're sort of tied up with a statewide crisis at the moment. We can take it in for proper repairs once everything is settled. Definitely. So that's that. Now it's more people to talk to. Just what is the deal with the tree? Everyone, the moment they just talk about the tree, I'm going to skip the convos. Because it's not going to be anything relevant. Well, it's technically going to be relevant, but it's not going to be anything interesting. Ugh. I have to talk to them because they might have something to say. Hey guys, Hey guys, listen to this. They said Inspector Donovan is going to be reinstated to the force soon. Reinstated? That implies he was kicked out, but he wasn't. He was just on leave. It's been so tough to fill his shoes with him in the hospital. Now I won't have to do as much work anymore. That's great, Raymond. Though I have to ponder what the inspector would say if he knew the reason behind your relief. Whoa, let's not say anything too crazy, okay, Tio? What the inspector doesn't know won't hurt him. Chief Jolek went to the police academy to help get things in order, now that the defense force has pulled out of there. That leaves us with the job of guarding the station. The Metropolitan Division has resumed patrolling the city. We're going to have to exercise caution. Any large-scale disturbances may run the risk of threatening public safety. Anyway. Hand over fragments. I think I have a few. I mean, this is not quite the time, but... So, part 4, decrypted. On Gnosis is done. I'll check it. Fine, I can't say no. I'm gonna skim it on my like, I'm just gonna read through it in my head, because it'll be quicker, and then you can pause. It's just repeating. Like, they're just repeating what it said. Like, I'm not reading this out loud because it is mostly just repeating it. Like, they're commenting on it, but it's still the exact same stuff. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm missing some at least one fragment. I should have a bunch here compared to normal. I mean, the rewards are completely useless at this stage. The basic rewards. Juice. How's everyone doing? If you're tired, I recommend gulping down a Sporitan X. It's not one of my original creations, but I still think you'll like it. One bottle will perk you right up so you can face the day full of energy. Sporitan is such a bad name. It's not bad. I mean, having a bunch of those would probably be pretty good. So, like with Tio, I could use it to restore 4k HP and 500 EP. So if I need both, it would be useful to have like... Ooh, that's expensive. I can have a bunch of those for emergencies where I need health and EP. And I can't just use an art for health. We're currently planning where to stage our public address regarding the current crisis. Our citizens deserve an official statement on what all of this could mean for Crossbell's future. Unrest is spreading as we speak, so time is of the essence. And now that martial law is no longer in effect, our staff is split up to confirm the safety of the citizens. About a dozen or so were discovered with minor injuries, but most people seem to be okay. Ambulances have already been arranged for those who require treatment, so we should be able to rest easy for now. I wish, like, there's so many characters that you can talk to that you kind of have to talk to everyone if you're not following a guide. But half the people say stuff that's just like, oh yeah, okay, this is not new info that matters. And it's kind of annoying. I wish there's a little bit more variety, which I can't blame them. There's a ton of characters that are speaking. Hurry up and read, Mom, please. Abby has been so anxious since the lockdown, so I thought I could help him relax by reading him a book. Hopefully, Mark and the Witch of the Deep Forest will do the trick. Good morning, and welcome to the Crossbell City Library. I figured we wouldn't have many visitors today. You don't have many visitors ever. But I can't blame anyone for staying inside on account of that mysterious tree looming in the distance. Like, you rarely have visitors to begin with. The city is more peaceful now, but there's still this sinking feeling in the air. That giant tree showing up makes it hard to feel otherwise. Maybe I could recommend some good books for people to take home and unwind with. Wholesome. That's it, right? Yeah. So I've gotten everything done except for IBC Harbor East downtown. IBC's probably blocked. Harbor should be pretty quick. It turns out that Ryan's managed to keep himself safe by slipping into the geofront. Hehe. Thank goodness he's alright. Hehe. Haha. Hoo-hoo. Not gonna let me up? Hey, they did. Weird. I didn't expect them to let me up here. Maybe there's stuff to steal. Like a book. Nope. McKinnon and I rushed out the article on the president's arrest the second the ink was dry. Lucky for us, our full staff is back to work as well. Now that we're in touch with Grace again, it's up to us to keep new information flowing in. Got your camera ready, Ryans? Yep, it's good to go. Alright, off to Orcus Tower then. We're not gonna just bum around and let Grace leave us in the dust. Yeah. Looks like Ryan is back on the reporting beat. For him, it must be killing two birds with one stone. Not that it'd be easy to do both of his jobs at once. Blah blah blah, nothing matters. Actually, we'll let Grace report on the gigantic tree. The rest of us are going to follow the government's next moves. Noodle Man. Life's full of mountains, but let me tell you, there's not a one of them that can't be surmounted. Calvert and Airborne, you can stuff it. Same goes for that spooky overgrown shrub. Blue tree, red tree, green tree, I don't give a hoot. Nothing's gonna stop me from making my noodles. Goofy. I like this character. He's not deep, he's not super interesting, but he is like... It's the old man and his granddaughter. They're back. My grandpa says it's too soon to start feeling safe. I'm scared we might get attacked again. But everything will be okay as long as I have Grandpa with me. I love him so much. Oh, so good. Between martial law, the president getting arrested, and that there tree springing up, I just can't keep track of it all. But no matter what happens next, I won't let anyone harm Amasa. Not over my dead body. See, it's, I think, kind of fun to me that these sorts of moments have a more, not a huge impact, but a more emotional impact than the attempts at like, oh boo-hoo, woe is me. Obviously the characters have rough stuff happen to them, but when it's like the 20th time in the game where it's like sad stuff, exact same music playing, everything's going bad, it just feels like, oh, woe is me, and they're exaggerating. They aren't, they're fake characters, so they obviously feel the emotions, whatever. But the like little elements like Amasa and the grandpa, or Mei Ling and Roy, those have more emotion because they don't play it up too much. It's relatively neutral how it's presented, and that helps. So, that colossal tree that materializes emanating some sort of azure light, is it? How eerily reminiscent of the Liber arc that appeared above Liberal. They say it turned out to be an ancient floating city. What, then, is the true nature of this tree? I wish I'd done the quests with him. I wish I hadn't missed the first one and thereby locked myself out of all the other ones. I'm glad everything in Crossbell's back to normal. Mostly, anyway. We've still got that mysterious tree looming in the distance. But, I'm sure we'll find a way to manage. Maybe I'll whip up some new handicrafts to relax. It feels like the city is returning to its usual hustle and bustle again. I have to do my part and kickstart the economy by buying as much as I can. Okay, time to plan out another new shopping route and maximize those savings. Dins's plan to overcome this is to eat more vegetables. I'd like to know where he gets his optimism. Still, I guess it's that part of him that brightens everybody's day. Maybe that's what being a street vendor is really about in the end. No, it's about selling stuff and money, and not starving. Welcome, one and all. Din's Fresh is open for business today. Fresh veggies will help us overcome this crisis in better health than ever before. The men of the house have begun treating me with more respect lately. Hehe, how many years has it been since I last went shopping with Gillett? Guille? I know things are tense right now, but little moments like these are still worth enjoying. Me, my dad, and my brothers are all worried about Mom going out alone, so we're taking turns shopping with her. It's a little inconvenient, but if something happened to Mom, we'd all go down with the ship. I feel like I'm finally starting to realize how much I appreciate her. Mart must have nerves of steel. Anybody else would be closing up shop at a time like this, except for everyone else that is running their shop still. Then again, that tenacity is one of the reasons I fell in love with her. I understand why my hubby is worried after all that's happened, but to think he'd come help me at my stall. I guess I do feel a bit safer, though. Might as well put him to work and get some sales out of it. I'm gonna talk to these folks. What the? I'm sure working our hardest through this crisis will be a useful experience for the future. Me and Puck plan on opening up a big, successful shop someday. But for now, we gotta focus on what's in front of us. Alright, time to clean this place until it looks brand spanking new. They probably have a longer conversation, this guy. Munch munch. We started up our shipping business again. Up until now, our routes have typically been to and from Calvard, but we'll have to make do delivering within state lines for a while. But it's all the same job in the end. Long as we work just as hard as we ever have, things will sort themselves out. You look like you're about to go somewhere super dangerous. Shoot, I should talk to her with Rixia as well. Darn. I wish you wouldn't, but if Rixia is set on going, then I can't stop her. I'll be right here waiting for you, so you'd better come back safely. Darn, now I have to go back and get Rixia, which is just more cutscene. Followed by a swap. Followed by a cutscene. I can't stop you, Rixia. I will, I promise. It's barely different. I've had enough of this recent chain of events in Crossbell. No good will come from panicking, though. As such, we will remain open. Someone needs to chop that blue tree down so I can go back to running along Lao in peace. Heh. Should have known Master would insist on opening back up today. Even with that freaky tree over in the distance. I've been worried about my mom over in Calvard. But honestly, Erebonia probably has it worse, what with a civil war. I shouldn't be letting my thoughts wander, though. More business hours means more time to learn everything Master has to teach. Master's motto is that everyone is happier on a full stomach. When Roos and me eventually start our business, everything he's taught us is going to carry over. I just know it. Yes, because if they start a non-food business, it won't be useless, but it won't be very useful to know that, oh, if they're full stomach means happy. Which is fairly normal, I think. Well, if it isn't Detective Bannings and his colleagues. How are you? Cow, what are you doing here? Is there something strange about us coming to Long Lao for a bite to eat? With the city calming down, what better time for a relaxing meal? Still kind of ballsy, don't you think? You even took the middle table, where anyone who walks in to see. I was not comfortable with it myself. However, it was the waitress who seated us here, and Master Cow did not refuse. Don't think me some brazen malcontent trying to flaunt his newfound freedom. All we want is to eat our meals in peace. I feel we've earned it. The Liberation mission was the first time in a while that we fought the Red Constellation with such gusto. Well, as far as that goes, you do have our thanks for helping. So, what do you all plan to do now? We intend to observe what happens next until things return to normal. Once we have a handle on what Crossbell's immediate future will look like, we'll find a new headquarters and resume our business. I was afraid of that. It's only natural. Ravash is gone, and soon the Red Constellation will be out the door as well. There's never been a better time for Heiyue. This has been long overdue, but after much toing and froing, we are finally nearing our goal of having full control over Crossbell's underworld. And it would not have been possible without the tireless works of your collaborator, Master Yin. And it's only a matter of time for Heiyue and the SSS clash again, isn't it? Perhaps so, but I'm looking forward to it all the same. Just know that if you intend to be the next barrier in our way, Cow, Don't count on being the first one to stop us. Haha, I had a feeling you would say something to that effect. But I would hardly call me and my men a barrier in the sense that you know it. Not compared to the chaos in Zemuria, nor the noose to the west that will soon be tightening around Crossbell's neck. A little dramatic, don't you think? Not at all. In the meantime, I wish your team luck in tackling this Azure tree business, Detective Bannings. We of Heiue will be in your corner. Over in the shadows, of course. He thanks us, and I'm out. Okay. Do I keep Rixie on my team? Do I have any reason to? Okay. I think the only place she might matter would be in the downtown, so I'll finish east after I do this part of downtown. I'll do Lotus Heights, then I'll swap her out. And by do Lotus Heights, I mean once I'm here and she does nothing, she doesn't matter anymore. Daddy, are you leaving for work again? Sure am. Construction site just reopened. I know you must be worried, Lima, but I need you to watch the house with Mommy. Got it? Okay. Okie dokie. Have a good day, Daddy. Kiss. Heart. Haha, off I go then. Something about that giant blue tree rubs me the wrong way. My husband works outdoors, so I'm sure he feels the same. Just the same. I wish there were some way I could be there for him. Drunkard? Where's the drunkard? Where is he? He's here. The Bracer Guild allowed me to use their international phone line so I could talk with Armand and Ellie and Liberal. Sounds like there's some trouble there too, but nothing compared to what's happening in Erebonia and Calvard. Things are going to be chaotic in Crossbell for a while, but I'm grateful to hear they're alright. He really has become a character that I enjoy. I like because he's not a terrible dude. All the toughs from the local gangs have banded together to protect the downtown district. We used to have to keep our distance from their little altercations in the square, but it turns out those kids are actually pretty reliable. For the first time ever, we're really coming together as a community. Okay, so I'm done with Rixia. Hopefully there's nothing else relevant, because cutscene... this cutscene is just a waste of time. Wrong button. Cutscene. Again, no idea why. Time to finish East Street. Boy looks really sad. He should stop being such a worrywart and play with me instead. The president gets apprehended. An ominous blue tree pops up out of nowhere. When are we ever gonna catch a break? All I want is for things to go back to the way they were. What's wrong, Roy? Haha, nothing. Don't worry about it. Like, this has more emotional impact than... Oh, I can't remember the most recent meaningless emotional plea. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, I actually can't remember who it was. But this has more emotion than whichever one it was that happened last that was so forgettable that I can't even remember who it was, let alone the contents of it. Kids. Asa went back to the downtown district a little while ago. The old me would have been upset at him for leaving us again so soon, but I know he just wants to look out for his friends and everyone else in the neighborhood. I got really scared when I saw that big tree outside, but Azzy said he'd do something about it, and that made me feel better. He may be my brother, but I don't think even he can make that tree go away. Still, I'm glad he wanted to cheer me up. That's good. If only my husband were still with us. Ozma would have chosen to fight for what was right until the very end. Ooh. Sadly, your daughter couldn't quite do the same. I mean, she's gonna fight for what's right till the end, but it took her a bit to get to that point. That was his pride as a guardsman. Please, Special Support Section, keep watching over Noelle and Fran. My daughters are in your care. You can work them as hard as you like until you've resolved this crisis. Jeez, Mom. Empty? Not empty. This is empty. Yes. Father seems excited to be going back to work. Hehe, I'm happy for him. What about you, Marie? Yeah? The company I work for closed after the IBC building went down, but we recently rented a small office space and opened up again. It's been a while, though, so I'll need to shake off the rust. Still, I'm eager to get back to providing for our family, Marie included, of course. It's a relief knowing Cindy and Sophia's families are safe. That isn't the end of things, though. Oh, how I wish life would go back to normal soon. Okay, 1. Bracer is going to be last for East Street. Our lives may be back to normal, but Crossbell still has a slew of other problems to deal with. With our diplomatic relations severed, merchants across the state will begin to run out of stock. I'll need to reach out to Speaker McDowell so the two of us can work out some solutions. The president has been arrested, but where do we go from here? There's still so much left for the people of Crossbell to overcome. All of us who call this place home need to come together and show unity. Then we can take a step in the right direction. And then it's Fisherman's Guild. I was finally able to get in touch with my friends and family in our Morocco village. There's still plenty to worry about, but hearing from them was still a huge relief. Nothing up here? Yep. Because yeah, it's easy to guess there's nothing here, given that the boathouse has an explicit teleport. 1 person. 2 people. Kilika. Oh, hey there, kiddos. Congrats on cuffing the president. Talk about a big catch, huh? Thanks, Michelle. We wouldn't have been able to get inside in the first place without the guild's help. It was our teamwork that paved the way for the mission's success. Oh, please, it was nothing. We've been wanting to do something about the situation for a while. You showing up was just the windfall we needed. Because of you, the guild is finally able to get back to business as usual. Oh, that would explain why you're the only one downstairs. Yep, with the barrier down and the city clear, most everybody has gone off to check on the other parts of the state. We were locked inside for so long that we're practically drowning in requests. My boys and girls are going to be busy. Our sincerest condolences. Yeah, we'd like to lend a hand, but, don't worry about it. We'll hold down the fort here. In exchange, you go handle that tree that sprouted out of the wetlands for us. I know it's personal. The way I see it, that divides the work up perfectly. I guess you're right. Kia and Arios are over there. And we're going to do everything in our power to bring them back. And there's that SSS can-do attitude. I shouldn't have to tell you not to underestimate Arios, though. He's a tough cookie. After competing with him for almost a year, you should know that better than anyone. Now go smack some sense into him, and give him an extra one from me. Glad to. This interaction will be weird. You were amazing earlier, Kilika. Seeing the Taito School's flying swallow with my own 2 eyes was nothing short of enlightening. It's not often I get to brandish my chakrams, but it went better than I anticipated. I can tell you've been training hard yourself, Lynn. Compared to our spar 8 years ago, you're a brand new martial artist. A much more capable one at that. Hardly. My technique has a ways to go. I'm nowhere near the level of mastery you and Zin have achieved, as much as I'd like to be. Being a dedicated pupil is a good start, though. At the rate you're growing, you may be able to move the immovable in another year or so. He has yet to overcome his weakness for fair and tender maidens. Haha, your sharp tongue could make even an A-rank bracer like him look bad, Kilika. Excellent job earlier, everyone. Likewise, Kilika. Thanks for offering to lend a hand. Yeah, you and Lecter kicked some serious ass back there. Please, it was nothing at all. Putting that aside, I scarcely expected any of this Azure tree business. How has Calvert responded to the situation? The Republican government is in shock. It's visible from Altair as well, you see. But without any knowledge of what threat it may pose, they've decided to sit back and observe. I can't divulge any more beyond that. I suppose that's fair. I plan to remain here until I have a full assessment of what's going on. What path Crossbell takes from today on remains to be seen. No doubt it will largely depend on your actions. Spare yourself the regret. Do whatever it is you believe to be right. That was our intention from the start. Thank you again, Kilika. Search and leisure. What achievement is this? I'm just confused. Like, what? Search and leisure. Played over 100 hours. Oof. The timing on that was just super coincidental. There's no better experience than fighting back to back with my idol, Kilika. I'll need to refine my Taito prowess even more to keep the Crossbell safe. Is it really? 100 hours and 45 seconds. Okay, I'm done here. Now it's downtown district. I mean, it takes so long to talk to every single character. It's the garbage pickup kid. It's like the whole world is ending. But you know what? Seeing that big blue tree makes me want to do my part to help too. Everyone will have a little less to worry about if the city's cleaner. What a positive child who's living their life picking up scraps. Jed and Luganov are in charge of the gang until Wald gets back. Abandon him. We all gotta stick together if we're gonna keep the Saber Vipers alive. Yeah! Turning my back on all the bullshit out there. No clue what's going on, but I ain't got time to care. Woo, sing all those troubles away, yeah! I still haven't forgiven Wald. Not for a second. But even then, I gotta admit, Saber Vipers was some of the best fun I ever had. These guys look up to me as one of their leaders. That's reason enough to keep this place standing. Jed and the others are finally pitching in again. Even if he kinda messed everything up, Wald's still our guy. He's the boss, and that means everything to us. God, these people. So, make sure you bring him back, okay? We're counting on you. Like, it really doesn't make me care about the rest of the Saber Vipers if they still think positively of Wald when he has never been a good person. Ooh. He's never been positive, he's always been an issue. I'm looking at OBS and it's weirdly laggy looking. Oh well. Man, I cannot believe what's going on out there. Makes me wish there was more I could do to give you kids a hand. If only I had some of the good stuff. The good stuff? I'm talking about Zemurian ore, my boy. It's a metal that's sometimes found in ruins from the ancient civilization. Over a year ago, some famous professor perfected a process for refining this stuff and made some primo gear out of it. If I could get my hands on some, I'd be able to make you these top-of-the-line weapons I've been drafting up. Heck, they'd be better than anything I ever built to you before, hands down. Didn't he already make Zemurian ore weapons last time? But whatever. I mean, they'd be even stronger. Damn, top of the line is right. We do have a dire need for greater firepower, given the circumstances. Well, I could crank them out in the wink of an eye if I just had the materials. I think 5 small shards of this stuff should be enough for one. Zemurian ore, huh? I think I actually have some shards that I found earlier. What's that look for? You figure out a lead on where to get a hold of some? In that case, I'll start prepping to have those weapons made. Talk to me again once you've got Zemurian ore. 5 shards will work just fine too. Yeah, so Zemurian ore you get for books, and the shards I think you just find around the state. I'll get to forging the second you do. Got it. Thanks, Mr. Guillaume. Can I see what they look like? Darn, I can't. I was hoping I could see the stats. I'll talk to the people out here first. Where the shit did that tree come from? Hell if I know what's going on anymore. We're working with the Testaments to patrol the area. It's annoying. If anyone's loitering around or getting up to no good, we'll knock them into next week. Where's the drunkard? We can rest easy, so long as both of our gangs keep an eye on things downtown. Speaking of which, it's time for us to make another lap around the block. Again, why is she sitting here? Now just where did that giant tree spring up from? That blue glow is so ethereal. I can only assume it's not of our world. Why, it almost feels like a gateway to Eidos' eternal kingdom. Well, you're old enough. You might be on your way there. My old man gets all weird when he's not drunk, so I went and brought him some booze. Go back to drinking your whole life away, you worthless old bastard. Van got his dad drunk on purpose. It's kind of funny though, huh? Still, I'm kind of gonna miss seeing sober Uncle Bacchus. Bacchus, good name choice. Oh well. Good choice of name. It could be Bacchus. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I never would have guessed that Wazi and Abbas belonged to the church. It kind of feels like I don't even know you anymore. Don't be like that. I'm the same person I've ever been. No need to act otherwise. In fact, you could say that the real Wazi hemisphere was leading the Testaments all along. Really? That makes me feel a little better, then. Anyway. A lot of people were sent to the hospital after the mist let up. I tried calling my dad to check in on him, and he actually found time between his busy rounds to pick up. He's a doctor. I'm going to do what I can to show him that he's not the only one working hard. Trinity is finally open for business again. The fact that everything's so messed up is exactly why it's important to keep our daily lives going. Plenty of people will be looking to wash away their worries, I'm sure. Give it your best, alright? Thanks, Wazi. You do the same. Feel free to order anything you want. Let me order something. Die in a hole. Let me order something. Last interaction. Just as the president's arrested, that giant eyesore of a tree popped up. Timing's a little too good, by my count. And with that barrier down, we're now wide open to the two major powers. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Heh, things are getting interesting around here. It's a good day to be an arms dealer. Figures you'd be thinking about the bottom line over anything else. Maybe we'll make a few exchanges ourselves. Excuse me. Hey, you guys know that Black Cat character? Oh yeah, this is one you can trade with. Black Cat character? You must be referring to Kagemaru. Yeah, that's the one. I'm looking for merch of his. If you find any, bring them to me. Got it? This is... yeah, the Last Sunshine Agnes, which I actually have no reason to exchange for. Because I'm missing all the other ones. Or a lot of the other ones. For reference, I'm missing 13, which I still might be able to get. I don't know where you get it. It might be that you get it talking somewhere else in this area. But I'm definitely missing 9, 5, 6. Yeah, 9, 5, 6. I think maybe 5 or 6 could be gotten in a different way. But because I can, I want to do that. Central Square. Because I think 2 of the Kagemaru things are sold here? No, it's definitely not here. It's this guy. Nope, that's not Kagemaru. I thought that's where it was. Wait. Kagemaru Hari? There's 3 of those. I think that was one of the ones that was needed. Kagemaru sandals. And exchange at the casino, I believe. It'll be faster to run. No, it won't. So I need 3 of these, which requires 600 tokens. I have 70. I need 530. So that should be enough, unless I did something wrong. I've talked to everyone as well. I have no reason to exchange for this because I don't have all the other books, but... This Kagemaru merch is pretty nifty. It's missing a little something to pull it together, though. Like those katanas we got down in the storeroom, maybe. I should make Van and Ruse wear this stuff with me. Then we can play sword fight together. Do you really need actual swords for a children's game? I also cannot endorse this misuse of Kagemaru's intellectual property. Apparently there's a way to go down here. Yeah. You head down to the storeroom? Well, alright. You guys are regulars, so I guess it's fine. But don't touch anything. It's not my fault if you have to come back up in a body bag. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, the fact that I wouldn't have known about this without reading a guide is the reason that guides are feel so necessary to not miss stuff. Like, so I'm still missing too many foods. Like 1 there, 2 there, so it's 3, 4, 5. I'm missing 5 still. Like, the fact that without prompting, I never would have actually checked that, I think perfectly illustrates my issue with when playing this game without a guide. I'm actually gonna do this. Sincere, picnic, and surprise. Okay. 80% HP cures ailments, and then an attack. Interesting. I mostly just made that because if I need to cure ailments, having an extra thing to cure it with is useful. Though I do have like 70 Curia bombs. Oh, and I have to get back to the start. Well, goodbye. I have... For the prologue that took 2 hours, I have 8 saves. I'm probably going to end up saving over all the prologue saves, basically, and that should be it. But I'm pretty sure that is everything in the city. It took an extra hour 15-ish compared to what I normally aim for. But I'm done with the city. Next time will be the Outer Reaches and the 2 monster chests on the west. But that's where I'm stopping for today. I'll be back tomorrow, making my way, hopefully, to maybe be able to finish it this week. I doubt it. Whatever final dungeon exists is going to take a long time because the final boss is going to take an hour by itself. At least, probably. But I'll be back tomorrow, trying to get it done. Have a good day. Bye-bye.